Back in 2013 I bought a new television set and I thought a new TV era was there. But it was a disappointment because my smart TV turned out not to be that smart. There were apps I don't use, a lot of things I didn't like, so I thought to myself, let's make a presentation how my vision is, how I want to watch television. And the name of my presentation is Let's Make Sense and Simplicity. A lot of people think that cloud TV is the solution, and in a lot of ways it is. And it is already existing. The major TV networks all have their own streaming channels on the internet, so it is already there. But they have their own qualities, their own user interface. Well, it is just confusing. So you can go and grab all the channels from the internet and put them through a filter. And well, you set them straight, nice and ordered, but the problem still remains. They still have different qualities, different user interface, different look and feel. It's not what people want. At least it's not what I want. What you really want to do is put those channels through a real filter, so that you have all the same video formats, the same rights, the same logo, the same interface, etc., etc. And then you have a nice user experience. You have a good quality. You have consistency in interface. And that is what people like. That is what people want. At least that is what I want. And for that to be happened, you need a backbone, a good infrastructure. And maybe that infrastructure is already there. I know it is already there. And it's called YouTube. And maybe a smaller company, Vimeo, and they have already experience in live streaming high quality of video, and they doing a great job. I know. And imagine what could happen if all the major networks would stream their TV programs to YouTube or a similar system like that. Then all they needed to do is build a nice and good user interface around that. And then you could watch television on a complete new level, on a complete new scale. And that is what I like to show you. So let's start up Eve, electronic vision everywhere. It's just a name, and maybe you can think a better one, but it goes by the idea. So when you start up a regular set-top box like an Apple TV, Roku or Boxy, or your smart TV, you get this, a bunch of logos. And you can click on one of these logos and you get a list of videos you can browse through. You click on a video you like, it has to load for a couple of seconds, and then you can watch that video. And if you don't like that video anymore, you have to go back to all those steps. And that is very frustrating. It is not what I want. And I know that is not what you want. And you know what? Because for more than 60 years, it was very simple to watch television. It is like this. You come home, put on the power of your television set, and you instantly get the video and the sound of your TV. Of course, I don't have sound for this presentation, but you can imagine what I mean. You come home, you do whatever it is you like to do, and on the background you have your television set on. And that is what people like. That is what people want. And that is what people are used to. So what is it like when we start up Eve? It is like this. On the top you have the feature channels. And this could be the revenue model, because the networks could pay to be part of one of these feature channels. And below that you have the live channels you can zap through. And below that you have your video on demand channels like well, Twitch, Netflix, HBO, and so on and so on. And you can browse with your remote, or zap if you like, through the featured channels, just like this. And when you see a program you like, the only thing you have to do is hit OK on your remote, and the video will play full screen and you have the program you like to watch. It is that easy. You see the program you like, you hit OK, and you have full screen your TV program you like. It could not be easier. So now let's hit the menu button on our remote, and let's see what happened then. When we do that, this is what happened. The video goes smaller and you get a bunch of options. So let's say you were running late. You came home, you put on your television set on your favorite channel, but this is not the program you like to see. The program you like to see was 15 minutes before this. So the only thing you have to do is hit the previous button on your remote. And there you have it. This is the show you like to watch. You hit OK on your remote and you can watch easily your favorite sport program. It is that easy. Really, it should be that easy. So let's go to the show What's Now Live. Well, this is lingo, but it could be any show, whatever it is. And if you think to yourself, well, this is something interesting, I like to know if there are more episodes of this show. Then you can hit the more episodes button and see what happens. Let's do that now. And you see, well, there are more episodes of this TV show. And the only thing you have to do is pick the one you like, hit OK, and watch that episode of your show. Really, it could be that easy. So let's go back to the options screen, because later that night you have a meeting and you like to know what's next on this channel. So you hit the next button on your remote. You can just browse through the programs and you see, all right, a soap opera is later that evening after the program What's Now Live. So the only thing you have to do if you like to watch that is to hit the record button. Really, you don't have to record anything if this really goes live, but you can make it easy on yourself. So hit the record button on your remote and you get the usual options to record this program. And that's all there is to it. So let's hit the home button on our remote. We go back to the home screen with the feature channels, the live channels, and the video on demand channels below that. And there you have Netflix and HBO, but also Twitch. So let's go for Twitch, because I like that very much. So we hit the channel, and you also have the feature channel and the games below that you can browse and watch. Now live, there is the World Championship of StarCraft, and I think I want to watch this game, so I hit OK on my remote and I can watch this e-sport nice and cozy full screen on my sofa, and that's it. And we go back and you can pick another game if you like, and you can watch all your favorite esports. Hit the home button on your remote, and if we do that, we go back to the home screen of our new television set. It is that easy. Well, it should be that easy, and maybe someday it become the truth, but for now it's not. So let's see what the benefits are of this system. First and foremost, the zap experience, because that is what people like to do. They come home from a hard day's work, go sit down and zap with the remote on our television set. And when you see something you like, you can watch that, you can record that, you can go to the beginning. If you missed something, you can see if there are more episodes of that show. So the Zap experience is real. Consistency in interface. Well, that is very, very important. Everybody should have consistency in interface, but it is not real. Every set-top box maker, every major cable company, every smart TV vendor, they all have their own interface. It is very, very confusing. So here you have it. Consistency in interface. One payment system for all on-demand channels. You zap through your channels, you see a movie or a documentary, and when you have to pay for it, you can hit the payment button on your remote and you can watch whatever it is you like to watch, much like an iTunes account. And of course, the IP identification for your country. I live in the Netherlands, so when I start up Eve, I have the channels for the Netherlands. When you live in Germany, for Germany. And when you live in North America, you get the channels for North America. Well, you get the idea. Everybody can own his own TV station, much like a YouTube channel, but that's on demand. But now you can own your own live stream video TV station, and that can be huge. It can be huge in what we watch on our television. And of course, an ultimate user experience. So 2 years ago I gave this presentation to Philips because they make the most beautiful TV I ever seen. So I figured they could make the most beautiful Eve I ever seen. But of course there is a lot of technical issues and money involved. So let's see what you don't need on this television. And it is quite easy. You don't need tuners. On my television I have a lot of them. And I don't use them because I have a set-top box from my cable company. So the tuners can go. No apps. Please, television makers, wake up. No apps on my television. A television is not an iPad. A television is not a smartphone. So the apps must go. No unnecessary connections. Watch the back of your TV. And you see a lot of connections. And a lot of them you never use. So these connections can go. It saves money, it saves the environment. We don't need unnecessary connections. And of course, no 3D. Keep in mind, I made this presentation 2 years ago. So back then 3D was odd. But now 2 years later, we all know better than that. So let's see what we do need. Power. Of course, the power supply to fire up the thing. HDMI. This is needed for a PlayStation, Xbox or Nintendo or something else you want to connect to your TV set. Wi-Fi for an internet connection, so you don't need any cables. Ethernet for a better internet connection, I prefer that. And of course, AirPlay for streaming from your iPad or your iPhone. Well, that's it, guys. This is the product I like to show you, and this is the product I want to buy. And really, this is the product I want to buy today. So I like to say to Sony, Apple, Philips, Google, Amazon, etc., etc., do what you must do. Go out and make the best TV ever. Thank you for watching.